Hey, Rise and Thrivers. Welcome to July 15th. It's Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I am so excited. Raquel and I are here and ready for our 63rd episode of Rise and Thrive Together. So before we go anywhere, let's just remind you what Rise and Thrive Together is about. We are a vibrant community committed to educating and empowering and equipping you to get the results that you want through real talk, taking real actions so you can have the real results that you want now. You can follow us. If you are watching us right now, you can follow us on our Facebook page, Rise and Thrive Together, our YouTube channel, Rise and Thrive Together. And then there's, of course, our personal Facebook pages with Raquel Stuart and Regina Rossi Lamothe, including my LinkedIn page as well. This is so exciting because we got a guest and I'm psyched, sis. And we had so much that we just completed. So welcome, Raquel. Welcome. Can't wait to just jump in and talk about so much before we bring in our guest. How you doing today?
I'm good. So we just finished up our 12 days of Christmas in July giveaway. It was really awesome. Thank you all again for those that participated and those that wanted to, but for some reason didn't. Next time. But for those that did, they got some awesome prizes. And if you're not in our group, join our group and you'll know the prizes that they received. So I am not giving any information today. I'm like a clam, I guess. I don't know. So we will do something else within our Facebook group. So if you're not a part of it, you may want to join in the fun. It was truly an experience in there. We had fun, we laughed, we stepped out of our comfort zone by singing and dancing and talking about who's our superhero in our lives. And we shared some information about ourselves that people don't know. So it's really and truly an incredible group. We run the full gamut. So we welcome you to join. And it is, what is it, sis? What's our group? How do they access it?
I mean, this is, Facebook is interesting now. So it's real simple. When you're in Facebook, you're going to have to look up Rise and Thrive Together Community. So when you're in the groups, add that word community. There's a bunch of numbers at the bottom. Now, here's the deal. If you're having a hard time accessing this, because even my husband was checking out to try to access some stuff, and I asked him for that, Raquel and I. So just direct message Raquel and I in Messenger, in Facebook, and we will get you right into that group right away. All right. So real simple. And I again want to just add the same thing like Raquel said, you know, when we're talking about this month's theme of reclaiming our power, I didn't even know, little did I know, something fun that Raquel and I wanted to do together and kind of engage our community and have a lot of fun and be able to provide people who've been on our show or people in our community to share their gifts and their resources and give them out as well. So you get to know them. I learned so much about myself, really deep. I mean, we're talking about exactly who we're about mindset, emotional trauma, and drama. But again, like Raquel said, not going to share too much because it's all there for you. It's all there for you to access in our group. So get in there, go check us out. It was just an amazing time. So, super happy to have that. And, I'm excited right now to show that Joanna Tress says, "Hey, ladies." And
Hey, Joanna.
I just had her up there because Joanna was one of those participants that, was just rocking and rolling it. So yeah, don't forget, get in there. Rise and Thrive Together Community. And that's how you'll find us and access, and you have to do some permission stuff before we let you in. But I'm ready, sis. I'm excited.
We just got to make sure that you are who you say you are. You're not going to come in there and cause no trouble because, like I'm a Brooklyn girl. Regina's Long Island. She'll do something a little different to you. You won't be found. Um, but, we just want to make sure that you're not going to come in and cause a ruckus. There's no need for that. We're all adults and grown up. So we got to check you out first. Fingerprints, father's last name, all of that good stuff. Anyway, we are super excited tonight. We have on our show someone who definitely will add to reclaiming your power. And if you read our script, our write up on him, you'll know why. I told you tonight, I'm just not giving a lot of information. I don't want to. Anyway, tonight, our special guest is Joey Lewis. Now I'm laughing because I almost said Lawrence. I was like, what? We got the superstar. But we do have a superstar. His name is just Joey Lewis. He is the founder of Tough Turf Media, Tough Tones Entertainment, and a motivational speaker at Joey Lewis Speaks. He hails from Petersburg, Indiana, and he can correct me on that. A creative mind with expertise in video editing, graphic design, and music production using AI, artificial intelligence. Joey leverages his diverse skills to inspire and educate. Joey's life was profoundly altered by two severe car accidents in 2005 and 2007, which left him with epilepsy and a new perspective on life. These experiences ignited his passion to become one of the world's top motivational speakers, aiming to change lives by sharing his story and promoting responsible decision making. His greatest joy and motivation is his daughter, Isabella Rose. That's so sweet. Currently, though, Joey is focused on speaking at educational events and schools, driven by a mission to teach others that a single moment in time can change the direction of your life. Through his speaking engagement, Joey aspires to prevent others from making the mistakes he did and to provide a better future for his daughter and the audiences he reaches. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we would love to welcome Joey Lawrence to Rise and Thrive Together.
All right, so she did it, guys. Joey Lawrence is not here,
Lewis, did I
but
say
Joey
Lawrence?
Lewis is.
That's what I get for not saying. See why I stopped saying stuff? Because today's been one of those days. Joey Lewis, we are so excited. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you, ladies. Rise and Thrivers, all the Rise and Thrivers out there. Thank you for having me. You talked about moments in time. Well, my quote for my opening statement would be today is a new day. And what we did yesterday, we can't change, but what we do today can change tomorrow.
Wow.
Woo.
Did y'all say that one more time?
Make it
Give it
slow.
to him again.
Yeah. So today is today. What we done yesterday, we can't change. But what we do today can change tomorrow.
Wow. So y'all got that? Today's today. What we did yesterday, we can't change, but what we do today can change tomorrow. Does that make sense to y'all? Wow. I like that. You already started off,
I
dropping
love it.
bombs and stuff. Wow. Um, let's talk about before we jump right on in to your accidents. Give us a little background, something that I didn't read. What's your background?
My background growing up in a small town in Indiana, and I have something that you don't know about me, something most people don't know about me is I've actually, I'm a bowler. I've been bowling since I was like 13 years old. I aspire to be a pretty good bowler. I am, my high game right now is only a 290, but I'm going to get a 300 before I stop bowling.
Woo.
Wow. That's awesome. So I was about to say, are you any good? Or are you just talking about I'm a bowler?
No. I like to brag about it. And no, when I went to Tennessee last week, I did duck bowling for the very first time. Have you guys heard of that?
No.
I went duck
Tell us
bowling.
about it. Tell us about duck bowling.
Okay, so in duck pin bowling, instead of just getting two balls, you get three. But you can only get a spare on your second ball. If you pick up all the pins on your third ball, it don't count as a spare. So you can get a strike on your first ball, a spare on your second ball, but even if you pick them all up on your third ball, you don't get no spare. So I thought I
there's a
was
reason I ain't hear about duck bowling. I don't like it.
yeah,
I'm not feeling that one. Now, is that what you play? That's where you got your 290 or just regular bowling?
it was regular bowling, and it was actually when I was fresh out of high school bowling, and it was my first year in men's league and adult league was the year I bowled at 290. So I was really young when I bowled the 290, and then I had to get out of it for a long time due to the accident and due to the, not being able to drive and all that jabba.
Okay. All right, cool. So now you brought it up. You got a question about duck bowling?
No, I'm just so excited he said it, and I felt the same way. My experience at duck bowling was that, but there was, at least in Massachusetts when we went, it was small. So there were rather than your big, 8-pound, 10-pound, 12-pound ball, it's a small ball that you can pretty much put in one hand, but it's heavy. And, and it's like almost, I don't know, like shot put, so I was like, oh, I can rock this. And I was like, I want to go back to regular bowling, but it's super fun.
And another thing is the lane is like maybe even less than half the length of about half the length of a normal bowling lane.
Wow.
So, and you can wear regular shoes. You don't have to wear the little fancy, the fancy bowling shoes.
Wow.
You say fancy bowling shoes, and I'm like,
Well, yeah. I guess most people that have the house shoes, they ain't too fancy.
They're German fested though. Anyway, we will leave that. Yes, it is. For all y'all listening on the bowling alley, y'all already know. Yeah. So, Joey, our topic for the month of July is reclaiming, taking back your power, and you've done that. But you did it in an unorthodox way, and it was through the car accident. Now, you said you had 2 severe car accidents.
I've actually had probably 4 or 5.
Were you driving? Wait. Were you driving for each of them?
No, the first one where I injured what happened was in my first accident, I injured my left eye. I was cut from ear to ear. They had peeled my face off and do reconstructive. I've got metal plates all in my forehead and had a brain bleed. I was in a induced coma for, I believe, a couple weeks. And the first thing I remember coming out of the coma was, I didn't know why I got there. You don't know why you're there. But the first thing I tried to do when I woke up was I tried to see if I remembered the keyboard. And I did, because my job was I was working for the Walgreens Help Center at the time. And and then the girl I was with at the time, she walked in and she's just like, I'm just like, what happened? And she, she's crying, got to tell me, why I'm in there. And so yeah, that was that one. I was not driving. I was a passenger. I made a mistake. And that's one of the things I want to teach kids about is that never mix prescription medicine with alcohol.
Wow.
That's part of the message, because what happened was I took the prescription medicine and drank alcohol, took more prescription medicine. I was young. I wasn't, I was uneducated on what I was doing. I didn't have very much guidance at all. And when it came to, no, the thing is it's not the kids. They want to make these mistakes. They aren't educated. They just don't, not enough of them know what's going to happen when they do that. And wow. So, and just to be open about it, the medicine was alprazolam. It's also called Xanax. So it like triple intensifies the alcohol when you take the medicine. So I took that before I went out, and then I blacked out. I woke up in a coma. But the driver that was driving the vehicle, he had been drinking. But I don't know if that was the reason that he actually, the reason that he hit the telephone pole on my side of the road or not. he said that he had looked down, so it might not have been alcohol related for him. I wasn't awake to be able to make that judgment. So, but yeah, that one was the bad one. I developed bleeding in the brain, and about a half a year to a year later, I developed epilepsy after that. And then the second accident where I was driving, all I remember was I threw in some movies in my backseat of the car, and I was headed to Covington to go watch the movies with my friend. And then the next thing I know, I wake up in a hospital bed. Somehow I ended up on the interstate, and my car crossed the lanes on the interstate, rolled the car. I was threw out of the vehicle, and luckily, thank to God, praise God, that a lady pulled over because I'm laying on the side of the road, and she taught CPR, and she was able to clean me up and help me stay alive until the Lifeline helicopter got there. You know, my back was broke, I couldn't move. You know, so it was just like, praise God that she stopped. You know, it's like, so if you do see somebody on the side of the road, you know, I actually am passionate about wanting to get educated in CPR. You know, like I feel like that's part of my mission is going to be maybe making a 3-day or a 2-day event at a school, and like kids that want to learn more about how to get, you know, like basics, the CPR basics, or I don't know if, you know, how hard it is to get certified. I've not did it yet, but I want to teach people that too, the importance of knowing those techniques.
Now, Joey, before you go on and tell us about the other accidents, you mentioned the medication Xanax. For those that may not know, can you tell them what Xanax is for?
Yeah, Xanax is for anxiety. It's a benzodiazepam is the drug category. It's called a benzo, and there's like Valium, Xanax, clonazepam. You know, they're all used to treat anxiety and stuff like that. But when you mix them with alcohol, it like 3 times is the effect of the alcohol,
Right.
and can lead you to blackout.
Okay. So one accident, you got your face off, brain bleeding. Second accident, broken back.
Yep.
And you developed epilepsy in between those two.
Yep.
What's next? I don't mean to make fun of it, but I heard face off. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Not only is Joey Lawrence here, we got Nicolas Cage, John Travolta. He got the movie going. Y'all, please don't send me any emails. Joey is a lighthearted person, and he knows I'm only joking. If y'all are offended, then knock yourselves out. What's the other one, Joey? Sorry.
Okay. Well, I'll just go through 2 real quick. There was one of them where I had an event where I came out of it and I was in a school parking lot and didn't know how I got there. Mm-hmm. And then another one was I was driving northbound and I ended up southbound up on a guardrail. Like I drove my car across the road and drove up on a guardrail. No recollection of any of it. And it was sad because the guy that I was working for had just bought me that car a few months ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I have a question, Joey. With all of these accidents and stuff, many of them are just like compounded, right? From based on what was happening that you're not realizing the blackouts, right?
Yeah. And I believe that they're related to the epilepsy. They're also related to the post-traumatic stress from the first accident. So it's like I can be like when we were on a trip on the way home, we were waiting on my sister, and my brother-in-law's a truck driver. So he pulls over on the side of the interstate, and I'm just like, my anxiety level jumps, you know, because I'm just like, these cars are passing us at 80 miles an hour. And I'm just like, man, can we just please go to the next exit and like, you know, just get off at the, you know, the next stop. So we did that. But so like, definitely there's some PTSD or some trauma there that it's hard for me, like, especially when the driver texts and drive. I'm big against texting and driving. You know, it's like, that's part of my message that I talk to students about like, you know, like the 3 seconds, it's less than 3 seconds they got looking down. And that's a big thing for me. And those medicines are all related to anxiety. And believe it or not, I still take anxiety medicine. I take 2 different seizure medicines. So I have to take 3 different types of medicine every day, twice a day. And that's just to control the seizures. Now, hopefully one day, well, I have tried CBD and that does help with the anxiety.
Okay.
So that's one thing. And shout out to Mark Siegel, Quantum CBD.
Yes. So let's go
Shameless
into
plug. Shameless plug. I love it.
I love it. Me too. So here we are going through, you've shared a story with me. I know you've spoken to Raquel separately. And so for most people, you hear that and you're like, wow, like face pulled off, like induced coma, 6 months later, epilepsy, next time you're getting back on your feet slowly. And then boom, you're in another accident that breaks your back, that wakes up from a woman who, by the grace of God, saves your life. Most people, depression, don't want to do anything. But you're here to share about you taking back your power. You're here to share about reclaiming that power. So inside of the first, second, third, whatever you want to share for the audience, where and when did all of this then say Joey Lewis went from this to where he is today? Author, speaker, AI musician, we'll get into that. People, like, it's the reason why this show has the songs they have, right? Where does that all come into play?
I would, if I had to pick a specific time, I would say when my daughter was born. And that was a moment in my life where I realized that it was the accident, and then it was I having my daughter, and then I met a mentor in my life, a mentor that he had been, he's an older fella, and he's still alive, but he taught me a lot of lessons that I didn't learn when I was younger. And he opened my eyes to a lot of things about decision making and how people make decisions on emotions, and they don't put deep thought into things. And kids nowadays just run around like, with no education about freedoms and what the flag represents and what it's like to be united and what the importance of being united. So it was, I turned, so like my daughter was the reason I completely have stopped driving, because I figure, I'd rather wait another year for her to be able to drive me around than for me to take the risk of losing everything again and setting myself back. The doctors got me on a restriction. I got to be seizure free for a while before I can drive again. And then meeting him and then changing the people that I was surrounding myself with, so it was like, I found out that it's like, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if I'm like, okay, I had to realize that, like, in a lot of these people that I'm surrounding myself with, I'm the smartest guy in the room. They say you want to be like not the smartest guy in the room if you want to learn anything in that room.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So changing my environment. And I think that you both have the aim, is what I call aim. A is for we add value, M, we make a difference, and E, we enrich in people's lives.
Say that again. Add value,
make a difference, and enrich people's lives.
Wow.
So we all share that. We all have an aim factor. We all share the rise and thrivers. We add value. We want to add value to people's lives. We want to make a difference, and we want to enrich people. So that's something we all 3 have in common, and I feel a lot of the rise and thrivers can share that with us.
Wow.
So yeah, it ultimately comes down to choices, decisions. Like making good choices, making good decisions, putting thought into, what's the outcome going to be. And it comes down to what I was taught by one of my mentors, James Malinchak, is called the CC test. And you think one C is for contribute and the other is for contaminate. So when you're going to make a choice, think, is this choice going to contribute to my freedom or contaminate my future freedom? So as a teenager, is by going with these kids tonight that could be doing the wrong thing, is that going to contribute to my future freedom or contaminate my future freedom? So you always got to take that CC test into consideration.
I love that.
Wow.
I love that.
Now, I have a question on this CC test. If we're talking about what, high schoolers are we talking?
Yeah.
So if we're
Junior
talking
high.
about junior high, high school,
Yeah.
okay, how would they know if it's going to contribute or contaminate a decision that they've made or a choice that they've made? How would you teach
Well,
them? Because if they don't know, well, a decision I'm
well,
making, I don't know if it's going to contribute or contaminate.
yeah. I'll give you an example. What I did last time was I pulled some kids up on the stage. I asked for volunteers. I was at Tri West and I got some volunteers. And I said, hey, me and this guy, like we're gonna go out and we're gonna be, we're just gonna go out and party this weekend. And would you guys, we're looking for people to go with us, so would you like to go with us? We tried to give the guy, we was putting peer pressure on the kid, trying to, make him feel like he needed to go with us or he wasn't cool, but it's like, so now you think about you got to pause and reflect on, people don't plan. I never was a planner. So I encourage anybody watching this right now, if you don't have the next 5 years of your life planned out, start planning now. If you don't have the rest of the year planned out, start planning now, because you got to know where you're going if you're going to get there. If you don't have a plan, then you don't know how you're going to get there. How are you going to get there if you don't know what the plan is? How are we going to get to where we're going if we ain't got a plan? So it's all about, that's why I share my story, is because I can say, is the choice I made, did that contribute to my freedom? No, it contaminated my freedom. It contaminated my ability to drive. It did not contribute to me being able to take my daughter whenever I wanted to whatever trip, to whatever state, whenever I wanted to go. So I got to use my story to try and, show them that way, show with, I like pulling the people up on stage and getting the people engaged. That was fun. And then people, they accept the message better when it comes from their peers. So if you can get some fun peers to come up on the stage with, and that definitely was something I learned, that was like, these kids will listen to these peers more than they will listen to me. So it's like, I've got to get these people up here to, to know, like, and trust me, and then the audience will listen to all of us, and it's a win-win.
Wow.
I love it.
So some of the lessons that you learned, we got the aim, add value, make a difference, enrich people's lives. We've got the CC test, you contribute. Is the decision or choice that you're making going to contribute or contaminate whatever it is that you're doing? What's another lesson before we jump into what you're doing now? Because you're dropping so many nuggets and I want to keep you on that roll. Like, what else have you learned that has made a significant impact in your life?
Well, I'll give you an example when it comes to business, the speaking business. So there's two sides to every business. You've got, one side is your passion, your mission, your desire to help other people. And the second side you've got is marketing. You've got to, so your business is about 10% of, my business is about 10% speaking and 90% marketing or promoting my business. So I think it was P.T. Barnum or something said, without marketing promotion, your business is dead, or you're not going to go nowhere. So I've learned that marketing is everything, and it don't do no good to wink in the dark.
Say
that again. I love that.
Yeah. Don't do no good to wink in the dark. You could you could say
now
that.
You tell me.
So yeah, don't do no good to wink in the dark, and problems without solutions have no value.
I like that. Problems without solutions. It's funny because when I was a supervisor I don't know, so long ago, I used to tell my staff, I said, don't bring me problems, bring me solutions. Because you want to drop problems in my lap and leave me with it to create the solution. No, let's do this together. Don't just drop a problem in my lap, bring a solution.
Exactly, because it's they bring you excuses or solutions. So I ain't got time, for the excuses. That's one of the things one of my mentors, he taught me was that for a long time I'd make an excuse why I didn't get something done or but he'd been around enough people to say, one of his saying is, you got more excuses than an alcoholic.
I love it. We are having a good time tonight. I am loving this.
Me
I'm
too.
loving it. Joey, you're funny. Keep telling your story, Joey, is a comment from
Thank you,
Chelsea.
Chelsea. Thank you, Chelsea. She's very supportive of anything that I'm working on. I appreciate you, Chelsea.
Nice. Joanna, excuse me, says, woo! Joanna says, love your point about planning, Joey Lewis. You know what they say,
Absolutely.
if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
That's right. And shout out to Addie Ross at Life Skills for Confidence. She's got my daughter actually starting to plan now in high school what she wants to do the next 5 years, and I know kids that are 11, some kids that are 10 or 11 years old already think about what they want to do. So it's like, if you get that instilled in her now, like at 13 years old, what is your next 5 year plan? What do you want to be doing in that, so you got a plan, then you act it out.
Exactly. Mark wants to know, Joey, do you believe in the divine?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And that is I have a God-given message or mission to inspire young people all around the world, and I'm going to do it. And if I help one person, if it was worth it, everything else is a bonus.
Wow.
So if I can go to an event and if I can inspire or change one person's way of thinking and just inspire them to do something, to prevent them from making a mistake that I made, then it was all worth it.
That's fantastic. So let me just give a plug. If you guys teach in a high school, you know anybody that teaches in a high school and you're bringing in speakers, and I know schools bring in speakers, you definitely want to bring in Joey Lewis, not Joey Lawrence. You want to bring in Joey Lewis. He's got a real testimony and he's got some tremendous lessons that the kids can relate to. Okay, so you can contact him. It's right there. Joey Lewis Speaks. I mean, you can't get any simpler than that, right? Now, Joey, let's shift gears for a second. No pun intended here. But let's shift gears and go to, what is this AI stuff? What are you doing? I mean, I know you got our song and it's the bomb. I would have said bomb.com, but then that dates me, so let's not do that, which I did. What is this AI? What are we doing? What are you doing?
So I use AI to increase productivity and eliminate mistakes. I use AI music as it's a way to see. There's two different sides of the AI. You've got the AI music, and you don't want to mix that in with all the other AI tools, because the AI music is just a tool. And all the different AI websites, they're just all tools that you got in your suitcase or your toolbox, whatever you want to call it. And the people that don't understand AI in the future will be replaced by people that do understand how to use AI. And so it's very important to jump on that now. And so when my daughter starts school back up here in a few months, I'm going to start a weekly call, and I'm going to, like any younger students that I go and talk to, get them, if they want to learn more about artificial intelligence or research and all that kind of stuff, having a weekly call and giving them some kind of an assignment, and just educating them about it. Because I mean that you can easily come up with 10 or 15 side hustles that anybody can use right now to start making money with AI. There's so many different ways. It's saved time. Now you can create a slideshow presentation in like a minute that used to take half a day to create a slideshow presentation. You can and then you can edit it. You can do all your pictures with AI now, and then we go into the AI music. So the AI music is a great way to get if you're a songwriter and you don't have a studio, it's a great way to put your songs into the AI and hear what they would sound like if they were sung by an actual musician even though it's not an actual musician. It's an AI, but it sounds like a musician. And one awesome thing that came out of the AI music recently is Johnny Regan is going to use the song I made for him for the next Global Vision Conference. I made that with AI, and we're going to find an actual singer to sing the song. So maybe Regina would be up for the challenge.
I'm right here.
All right. And I work with a website, a guy, his name's Jeff Caldwell, and he has a website. It's called myaiteam.com, myaiteam.com. And it's got a lot of AI tools all combined into one site. It's very cool. And what they have now is called text to code. So anybody who wanted to be a computer or a software developer programmer, now all you can do, you can type it in, but he got fancy and added a microphone button where you can just talk into it and tell it what you want it to make. And so I've created all kinds of tools to help songwriters. So when my book comes out, I'm just waiting on a few more testimonies to come in. It'll be out sometime in August. And when it comes out, I'm going to be giving a free gift inside the book that's an educational course on how anybody can go through and learn how to make music with AI. And I'm going to share all my favorite AI tools. So I could go in more depth on that and talk about that for a long time, but I just feel like anybody who's in the realm of wanting to stay on top of their game, it's like learn AI, because it's not going anywhere, and people that don't understand it or will be replaced by people who do.
Wow.
Ooh. Drop that mic.
I was like, I guess I better get your book and get that free lesson. When is that book coming out? You got the manuscript already with it? Wow.
And one of the thing about the AI music, me and a friend, I was able to actually went into the lyrics or groups inside of Facebook of people who like to write songs. I found a lady. We made a connection. She's from London, and she likes to write songs. I brought her songs to life, and we've collaborated, and we've released a mental health album. We're going to put together a series of mental health albums. And I want to turn these songs into a play. I want to go to a school. I want to put on a play. I want to come the next day with a series of speakers and bang, 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 talk out. I want to put all this together, maybe followed up by a Saturday CPR, learn how to, do all this stuff. I just want to do everything,
Wow.
So yeah, shout out to Lisa Davison. She wrote a lot of the songs that we're working on. And we actually started our own clothing line, and it's called Inner Rhythm. You can right there, Inner Rhythm Merchandise.shop, and we're going to be starting our own nonprofit for mental health, and I'm really excited about that.
Let me just chime in here for a second, and I'll give you a moment. I've listened to some of those songs, and can I tell you, they are incredible songs. It's her name, Lisa. I wrote to her on Facebook and told her just how incredible it is. And the biggest impact for me was the song for men.
Yes.
And their mental health. And it's like mind blowing. Guys, how do you get on Facebook? How do you listen to these songs? Because that's how I did it. I was just on Facebook, saw you and something you were connected to. I was like, let me check this out. Powerful songs.
So I can post a link, but it's on any of the streaming platforms. There's like 25, I believe, that it goes out to. It's just you look up Flowskee, Flowskee, and that was a nickname given by a buddy of mine who passed away. But so it was like we just needed an artist name, so we was like, okay, we'll just go with Flowskee. And now we're releasing the songs that me and her work on together under Inner Rhythm. And so that way we can keep our, everything me and her work on in its own lane, and, the stuff that me and my daughter work on and stuff like that in a different one.
Wow. And the merchandise looks amazing. One of the shirts that stands out is "It's okay not to be okay." And I might be paraphrasing.
Yeah,
but just tremendous.
It's an amazing song. I used to sing during when we had the HIV awareness and your Christina Aguilera has that. And so that's beautiful that you took that. It is a huge part of her song that she does. And I love that, Joey. If there's any way, I wanted to find out in the joeylewisspeaks.com, can people find that mental health album on that website?
Yeah, they will be able to. Let me update that tonight, and check back tomorrow. If you're watching tonight, check back tomorrow. I'll have put all my links to all my music and all the anything that anything we talked about tonight, you'll be able to find on there. Along with, if you're interested in setting up a call with me, if you're interested in, and when I do, get the class, or when I do record the AI music master class, I'm going to give it to all the Rise and Thrivers, the private group. I'm just going to give it to them as
That's so kind of you.
Joanna's all excited about that. Joanna just wrote that. She's like, what? She's like, I want to do that weekly call.
I just want to be in the show, the play, and I've got to have something funny. If you give me something serious, I'm just going to mess it up. I'm just sorry, Joey. I'm just being honest.
No, that's okay. It's got to have humor. You've got to have comedy, and you've got to have all the different elements. But when I listen to the songs, it's like I see them on. I see. I start to. I'm a visionary, so I see the things, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can see this as a musical. So it's way bigger than anything I'm doing right now. What's coming in the future is going to be so big and so great. And anybody watching, look at my shirt, TTMN. Remember, when you're out this week, to talk to people nice. TTMN means talk to me nice. And if you want to get like that, you can say talk to me nice, because you want to talk to me so nice, and I'm going to talk back to you nice.
I love it. Now, let's bring this home. I mean, this man had adversity after adversity after adversity. I mean, side of the road, face off, back injury, all kinds of stuff, PTSD, on medication. And that still didn't stop you. Like,
No.
that motivated you, and the birth of your daughter just lit that flame under you to just keep doing it and take back your power that the enemy tried to steal.
100%. 100%.
So incredible.
I'm very thankful to be here. You guys, I really appreciate both of you, Raquel and Regina. I love what you guys are doing, and I appreciate you guys so much.
Well,
Joey, this is awesome.
Happy. We've so got happy.
Chelsea said, a true blessing and an amazing man. You are you. That is so incredible. You've got a lot of fans here. Chelsea also wants to be a part of your mental health and abuse.
Nice.
You've got a lot of folks here who are willing to do something. Regina and I will definitely help out in any way that we can. If you need speakers, you need comedy, I'm here. But you are truly a walking, talking, breathing symbol of taking back your power. You could have let every single thing that happened to you destroy you and left you feeling sorry for yourself, but you made the choice. You made the choice to stand up, not just for you, but for your daughter, and not just for you two, but for other kids, so that they learn and they don't make the same mistakes.
100%. As soon as I came out of the hospital, I could have filed for disability, and I could be sitting down and not doing anything, but I chose to learn marketing. I learned skills that I could do anywhere. And that's why the AI is so big to me, is because it's the future. You can learn these skills, and you can make easy money doing these, like a slideshow that would normally, I know a person that used AI to make a slideshow, and that he would normally charge a guy $300. And it used to take him a couple hours. Now he can do it in like 30 minutes. So There's so many side hustles in AI.
Well, we're going to bring you back, Joey, because we're going to have a show called Side Hustles. And I'm going to make sure to get a bigger piece of paper than this so that I can take notes. Sis, what do you want to say?
I just want to say, Joey, here's the thing that I heard, that Joey, is my biggest piece that I kind of throw out there as my mantras. you know, Joey went through all this adversity, but there was someone who reached out to him. He keeps on saying his mentor, and I think I met that older gentleman. Yes,
You
we had
did.
a couple of Facebook, and it is that, guys. When we say it's rise and thrive together, he was not alone. He went through a very difficult time, and one person took him underneath his wing. Joey was open because he was at that point where it was like, God, please bring whatever he needs. And so he got God in his heart and this man, and Joey was ready, and he listened to this mentor, and he has been working with that mentor ever since. And now Joey gets to mentor other people. And so that's why I say, guys, why we say it's rise and thrive together. So
Amen.
no matter what your circumstances are, no matter what you're going through, just if you can take that deep breath and find that divine, like Mark says, and then reach out to one person. And guess what? Sometimes that one person just shows up like a little angel out of there. So that's like, the message I get for you, Joey, all the time. Sis, I've got like a whole bunch of stuff. Joey, I know, Raquel and I have a bunch of work that we want to get done. And you're the perfect person, right? To have that to do. Plus, for us to learn those things as well. So Rise and Thrivers, you got a gift. Stay here. Community, you're here. You're getting a lot of free stuff that Joey is just generous to give to you so that you can rise and thrive in whatever you want to happen in your life, whatever you want personally or professionally. And he will update his joeylewisspeaks.com. So it's just easy. It's a brilliant website like that. Everything you need is there. Learn how you can connect with him, learn how he can be a resource for you in the schools, everywhere you can. And it's an honor. Like I said, I will always give a shout out, shameless plug to Joanna, who introduced me to Blanca, for Laws of Life, that got Raquel and I to this show that now has us move forward and rise and thrive on our own to bring people like you. And that's where I met you, Joey. And I'm just so grateful for that.
I'm thankful for you too. I'm thankful for Blanca for putting on her show every week and keeps it bringing people together.
Absolutely, absolutely. This was absolutely incredible. Joey, we thank you so much. You've got so much information. We definitely want to bring you back for those side hustles, though. I ain't forget all of that.
Oh no, it's okay. I actually I went to Vegas and I got a big list at a convention, so I got you, girl.
Awesome. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much. If you are not a part of this community, I suggest you become a part of our Rise and Thrive Together community on Facebook, because when Joey drops stuff and he's giving out stuff, he going to drop it in there, because you know what? Joey's in our community. You want to be a part of it. You want to absolutely pick someone's brain who is more than willing to share with you. Okay. So we appreciate you guys. We thank you. Thank you again, Joey. And remember, as always, together we can rise and thrive. Till next time.